Hello, this is Catherine from Accelerated Reader, reading books for you. Today, I will be reading Una Bo, The Magic Tree of Love by Dr. Rebecca Verghese Paul. Before I begin reading, I would like to give a big thanks to the author for sending me this book to read on my channel. In the description below, I've included links for me to find and purchase this book. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Una Bo, The Magic Tree of Love. Author Dr. Rebecca Verghese Paul. Illustrator Ada Konewki. Acknowledgements. Writing a book is not something one person can do. It takes a whole team of people to accomplish it. I am trying my best to acknowledge everybody who helped. If I forget to mention anyone, don't be mad. It was a genuine mistake, and not because I don't appreciate what you did to help. Firstly, my family, my children who are always the first to hear the products of my imagination, good or bad. They are my first audience, how I judge how good my stories are. My husband, without whom this book wouldn't have been possible. He is my technical handyman, and I always struggle with that. Let's hope it gets better by the next book. Thanks to Joy Roos Stefton for doing the editing and proofreading, for not counting the number of revisions, and for taking time out of her vacation. Thanks to Manisha Soni for her valuable suggestions. To my illustrator, Adriana Pomoransky, thank you for being a fun person to work with and for the lovely illustrations. Also to my friend Otakara Koletsky, who helped with the cover design and formatting. Thank you to my launch team. Here's to all the friends I made during different stages of my life. Thank you all for being there to support me. I couldn't have done it without you all. A special mention to the friends who helped as my beta readers. You guys saw the first version of the book. Maria, thank you for changing the whole direction of the story with your critique. A special thanks to the Cafe Coffee Day at Lingampoli for allowing me to sit and work for hours, and also for a steady supply of coffee. Dedication. I would like to dedicate this book to my mother, who I hope reads it up there and smiles, for I am what you made me. To my 3 kids, who are the reason my imagination, love, reason, and patience are stretched to breaking point. To my husband, for bearing with the crazy bunch of us with a smile. To Peter Young, who knew where I was going before I took a step in that direction. Thank you for helping me change the course of my life, even though it took a few years. Chapter 1. The Wizard Comes to Duray. Filgard walked along the winding road. The bells on his hat and in his beard jingled as he walked along, his cape billowing around him. He had wandered long and far, and his travels had brought him to this town. He knew why he was here. He looked around at the land he was passing through. Duray, a land that was protected by mountains on all sides but one, the one that led to the ocean. Presently he sat down under the shade of a large tree and opened his knapsack. Out came some fresh, sweet-smelling bread and a hunk of homemade cheese. He began to eat. He suddenly noticed that a small boy had come to sit at his feet. The child looked to be around 6 or 7 years old, with dirt smudges on his face and hands. "How can I help you, Bodero?" he asked. The boy jumped back in shock. "How do you know my name?" asked the boy. "There are a lot of things that I know, and then some that I do not," the wizard answered, laughing. "What is your name, Bodero?" asked. I am the bearer of news, both good and evil. I am a beacon of hope and a bringer of justice, he said as he chuckled. That's a big name, Bolero said, perplexed. Ha ha, that is not my name. It is just who I am. My name is Vilgard. Wow. Bolero hadn't heard a name like that in all his short life. And he was amazed someone could be called that. Here, I am sure you are hungry. Have some bread and cheese, said Vilgard. Bolero looked at the food sadly and said, That is not what I want. I want something sweet. There is nothing sweet around here any more. Not since the war. My mother tells me. I also want a puppy, but my parents will not let me have one. Oh, really? But are you sure that is what you want? The old man asked. Yes, I am, but I don't think my parents will allow the dog. As for the sweets, they might still stay a dream. Not everything stays a dream, Bolero. Sometimes dreams do come true. Can I ask you another question? Definitely. Why are you dressed like that? Bolero asked. Ah, I am a wizard. If I had dressed any other way, people would not believe me now, would they? Yes, that is right, said he, as if he had just realized a great truth. Being a child, he did not know enough to fear wizards, and that was a good thing. What would you do if I gave you something sweet right now? Oh, that's easy. I would go home to my brothers and share, the boy said with a big smile. Then your wish will come true. Bolero saw a blue glow around the old man's head as the wizard closed his eyes. There seemed to be a humming in the air. Normally, Bolero would have been hiding by now, but he was so mesmerized that he stayed. Suddenly, up ahead in the distance, he saw a small plant beginning to sprout. First 2 leaves, then 4, and then too many for him to count, until it became a huge, tall tree. Awestruck, his mouth opened wide. Something even more amazing happened after that. Something the boy would not forget for the rest of his life, and would live to tell his grandchildren about. The tree started sprouting sweets. His eyes grew rounder with every passing second. There were chocolates, things that looked like lollipops, toffees, and so many more that Bolero did not recognize and could not name. They looked weird, they looked different, but he somehow knew they would be delicious. He stared at the wizard in wonder. How did you do that? Magic, Vilgard said, raising his hands in the air. Thank you so much. I will come back. Wait for me, Bolero shouted as he ran away. The wizard just smiled after him, his eyes crinkling up in merriment. He knew he had done the right thing by bringing the tree to this town. And though Bolero did not know it yet, he had unwittingly become the guardian of the tree. Would the villagers accept that? Bolero was just a child, right? Stay tuned for Chapter 2. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe. In the description below, I've included links for me to find and purchase this book.